This is your boy Alex, and today I'm gonna make some YouTube videos. I'm gonna make one video about what happened last Saturday, and then I'm gonna make some sports videos because, as you know, it is the month of October, and it's the NBA, and I gotta make NBA videos because a lot of my basketball fans who subscribe to my channel, they like basketball. I have people that like basketball, football, and then there's people in between. So today's video is going to be called Sex Game. You must be ready for the lion den. Now, the reason why I'm calling the video Sex Game, you must be ready for the lion's den, is because last Saturday I went to a place called Bar Sinister in Hollywood. You know, for guys that like punk rock chicks, golf girls, emo chicks. And there was this one black guy that looked like he could have been 18, 19, 20, maybe 21 years old. You could tell he probably just graduated from high school, fresh in college. And he came in with his best friend. And this guy got rejected like about 5 to 10 times. I don't know how many girls he was talking to, but he was talking to any chick that he could talk to. And I noticed that he was so desperate that he didn't care if the girl was tall, short, fat, skinny, athletic, pretty, average looking, or ugly. And basically he just came in with the mindset that he was going to come in and get 5 phone numbers and basically score. And you guys do know what scoring is. I'm trying to keep it clean on YouTube because you know how YouTube is. And basically, to make a long story short, he spent anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes in the nightclub and he got rejected by 5 to 10 girls. And you see, I make these YouTube videos for men that are from the ages of 18 to 29. And then I get some guys in their 30s that say you should extend the age limit from 18 to 29 to 18 to 35. And then I had the idea I'll make it from 18 to 40 to 45. Now, when I make these YouTube videos, they're not for fun and entertainment. Yes, I make some fun, exciting, entertaining videos to make you spit out your water or your Coca-Cola or your Pepsi in the spirit of having fun and entertainment. And then I make some videos that are very hard-hitting, very serious, straight in your face facts that can help you in life. And what we're going to talk about in today's video lesson is do not try that pickup artist dating coach nonsense when you go to golf clubs like Bar Sinister in Hollywood. Because this guy spoke into like 5 to 10 girls in 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, he got rejected by 10 women. Now, have I ever been rejected? Yes, I have. Now, that same Saturday night, I think I danced with a total of 6 girls. And I would say maybe 3 out of the 6 girls rejected me. 3 of them danced with me, and then 3 of them rejected me. So I was like 3 wins and 3 losses. This guy chalked to 10 girls in 30 minutes. Now, I understand that if he's 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, I can't be that angry or that upset with him. Because if we take a time machine and we go back to when I was in high school and college, I made the same mistakes he made. In fact, if you look real close enough, I did stuff that was even much, much worse than what he did. I mean, I tried to get the girl's phone number, the girl's email address. I tried to holler at the girl in front of her mother and grandmother. I did all types of dumb stuff when I was in high school and college. And all my friends looked at me like, bro, you don't know the rules of sex and dating? And I was like, what rules? And I was like, bruh, when you try to become a player or a bad boy or a Casanova, there are rules to the sex dating game. One of the rules is don't be trying to get your Mac on in front of the girl when her mother or grandmother is there. Life lesson learned. You'll make the mother or grandmother very angry and upset if you're trying to get a phone number or an email address when she's talking to when she's talking to her mother or grandmother. Like, life lesson learned. Now, when you enter into the lion's den, you got to come in there with four things and four things. Number one, you got to come in there, you got to have some money. That's just it. You got to have some money. Number two, you got to have a house or an apartment. Can't live with your parents or your grandparents. And number three, you got to have a car, a truck, or a motorcycle. You got to have some transportation. Number four, you have to have some kind of killer instinct. You got to have some competitive drive. You got to come in with that Michael Jordan mentality, that Kobe Bryant mentality. Now, when you come into the Lion's Den, it is the Lion's Den. You can't be, this guy was, you could tell he just graduated from high school and he was fresh in college. You could tell he's like 18, 19, 20, maybe 21 years old. And he came in with two other guys. And all three of them were short. Now, I'm not picking on them because they're too short. And I'm not picking on them because they're from the hood. Because I live in a hood area, so I'm not one to talk. But the point was, this guy thought he could do what they did in the movies and television shows and come into an environment and holler at every girl. Like, this guy didn't care if the girls were tall, short, fat, skinny, athletic, cute, average, or ugly looking. I got to give the guy some respect. I got to give him some credit. Most men would never have done that. But he made a lot of mistakes. And I don't blame him. I blame his best friend. And I'm going to tell you why I blame his best friend, who's also short. Because, like, all three of them were, like, 5'5", between 5'5" to, like, 5'7". There's, like, three black guys. They're all short. And I'm going to tell you why I blame his best friend. Because his best friend did the same thing a lot of these pickup artists and dating coaches do in their 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour seminar. That is, just go to the nightclub and just approach. The problem with that is women can have pepper spray. Women can have a taser. A woman could have a knife. Or she could take her cell phone out and call the police on you for approaching and making her feel uncomfortable. Yeah, so that's why I blame his best friend. The second reason why I blame his best friend is because his best friend did some research, but did not want to tell him 99.99% that at this golf club, at Bar Sinister, they want the best of the best. And nothing less. And you got to come in here with a competitive experience. You got to come with a competitive nature about yourself. And they just came in there because they're young, they're cool, and they thought they can get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 phone numbers or whatever they thought they was going to accomplish. And it backfired and blew up in their faces. Now, I don't blame Homeboy because he stayed in there for 30 minutes and he spoke to 5 to 10 girls. That's the first time I've ever seen a guy get rejected by that many women. Now, have I got rejected? Oh, yes. If we go back to 2017 when I first went to a golf club, I got rejected a total of 7 times in one night because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what not to say. I didn't know what to do or what to do. And I had a friend whose name I can't tell you on YouTube because he doesn't know I do YouTube videos and I do not have his permission to make the YouTube video, but he told me some words of advice. Don't come to a golf club unless you're ready to handle the mentality of what is going around you. Like, he sat down with me and we had some beers and he explained to me, like, where you're at, the women here are the complete opposite. Like, at school and at work, you can't be looking at girls' breasts and you can't be looking at their butt. You can't be checking out their tattoos and their piercings. But when you come to Bar Sinister in Hollywood, and that's just one golf club, there's like at least, by my count, in California, there's probably like 5, maybe 7 golf clubs That's Bar Centers is like the main one. It's like one of the main ones. That is that if you are not prepared to deal with women that have tattoos, body piercings, they wear short mini skirts, they're not wearing no panties and no bra, and they're dancing up on a guy, and they tell their boyfriend, I want to dance with this guy, he's hot. If you're not mentally prepared for that, you don't go to the Lion's Den. Anything can happen at the Lion's Den. Okay? Anything can and will happen at the Lion's Den. And when you go to a place, you just don't do it. Remember when you was in high school and doing PE, you got to pick basketball and football as a sport, and you got all your friends to play basketball and football and baseball because you knew you could win 90% of the time? When it comes to sports, you can do that. But there are some rules. You don't jump behind the wheel of a car and try to learn how to drive a car without a driving instructor. You don't jump into a water pool and jump on the deep end of the water pool because you don't have no swimming instructor to show you how to jump into the deep end of the water pool. And you, most important of all, you do not go to a 24-hour fitness or a Gold's Gym or an LA Fitness and try to bench press, leg squat, or deadlift 300 pounds or 400 pounds without being properly trained by a personal trainer, a bodybuilder, or a weightlifter. And you do not go into the Lion's Den unless you have the competitive mentality of a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant. You will see things that will make you stay up all night because you have no answer for it. You'll be at work or at school still thinking about and reflecting the number of times you got rejected, embarrassed, humiliated, laughed at, talked about, because you didn't know what you were doing. You know, it takes practice. You don't just pick up a basketball and all of a sudden you're Michael Jordan. No, it takes practice. It could be 9 months later. It could be 2 years later. It could be 4 years later. It could be 5, 6, 7 years later. It took me not 1, not 2, not 3. It took me almost 3.5 years, almost 4 years of practice to do what it is that I do at Bar Sinister. Okay? I know what to say. I know what not to say. I know what to do. I know what not to do. I do what they call a reassessment. That means I reassess the situation. I spend 20 or 30 minutes of the first hour seeing who I could talk to, who I can't talk to, who I can dance with, who I can't dance with. If I feel negative energy or the girl does this, that means move on and keep it pushing. If the girl's rolling her eyes, you might want to just leave that girl alone. You know, if the girl start making facial expressions, move away and move on to the next female. Now, that's the first time I've ever seen 3 black guys that are between the height of 5'5" and 5'7" get rejected in 30 minutes. Like, they were trying to talk to any girl they could talk to and dance with, and none of the women found them physically, sexually attractive. See, when I make these YouTube videos, I'm not a pickup artist. I am not a dating coach. I have never claimed to be a pickup artist or a dating coach. And this is why I make these YouTube videos for you young men who are 18, 19, 20, 21, even 22. Because I know you guys are going to come to the nightclubs like this and you're going to try that stuff that you saw in those movies and those television shows and try to imitate the pickup artist or the dating coach. Or you saw all those rap videos by Lil Wayne or Drake and you think it's cool, so you're going to try it. And this is why I try to explain to you that if you're not 100% mentally, you don't go to a place where girls have 5 tattoos, 10, 15, 20 tattoos. She's got 5 or 10 body piercings. She's got the short mini skirts. She ain't wearing no panties and no bra. And she a freak with it. If you can't handle that in the Lion's Den, you don't go to the Lion's Den. That's like trying to play basketball in New York City and you get your ass whooped 10 times in a basketball game in New York City. Translation, you don't go to the Lions Den. So this video is to try to explain to you guys, if you're not 100%, you don't go to the Lions Den. You can't go into the Lions Den at 50, 60, or 70%. It's got to be 100%.